think it was 1932, a Saturday in the heat of the day, that Shanghai and Mavis come ticking to town in a red-wheel Model A. A big barking collie dog rode like a king in the A-model's rumble seat. And Shanghai tooted his ooga horn at some Dominicers crossing the street. Now, Shanghai was a philandering man, or it was told around town for the truth, 'cause he wore a XXX beaver hat and he sported a gold front tooth. That morning when he sprinkled sachet in his shirt and straightened his shoestring tie, I reckon old Shanghai never thought at all that afternoon he'd die. Miss Mavis was sort of a mousy soul, but faithful, hard-working, and sweet. She'd hoe and she'd plow and she'd milk the cow and she'd sell eggs to make ends meet. But folks said when she'd had enough of Shanghai's trifling and fiddling, she'd unwind her raft and cut a path that'd make a tornado look piddling. Well, they went a-clucking on down Bodark Street and they parked for the picture show. Collie jumped out and I heard Shanghai shout, "Come back here, you hairy yo-yo!" Mavis glanced round in the rumble seat and over her face past a look at the feet. She said to Shanghai in a whining beg, "Your dang old dog been a-sucking my egg." "Hush, Mavis, it's just 2 or 3. Go peddle that hen fruit, bring some money to me." She took the eggs to the grocery store and Shanghai stood outside the door seeing who he could see. Then swinging across the courthouse square, headed over to Toad's Cafe for lunch, come a little grass widow, a beauty operator by the name of Nadine Gunch. Shanghai was letting his eyeballs graze when Mavis walked out with a dollar bill. Said, "Go to the drugstore and get me a bottle of Lydia Pinkham pill." Shanghai looked madder than a hawk with a headache and he started to cuss and moan, but he grabbed the dollar and took off in the direction that Nadine Gunch had gone. An hour passed and a hot wind blew and a dust devil danced down the street. Collie was panting and Mavis was fuming in the stifling July heat. Shanghai come ambling up to the car with his hat pushed back on his head, and smeared across the collar of his clean white shirt was a telltale splotch of red. From out of her garter or girdle or something, Mavis pulled a pearl-handled pistol. She cocked the hammer and shot old Shanghai, cleaner than a cracker-jack whistle. The sheriff come a-trotting from his domino game down at the blacksmith's shop. He looked at Mavis, looked at Shanghai, and he saw the red smeared spot. "Mavis," he said, "I ain't denying that your husband was known to follow a skirt. But, ma'am, that ain't lipstick on the collar of poor Mr. Shanghai's shirt." And the sheriff just stood there with his mouth ajar, waiting for Mavis to talk. The dog kept barking and the crowd kept gathering along the board sidewalk. "I know it ain't lipstick," Mavis finally said, and the sheriff looked kind of silly. "That no good Shanghai blowed in my egg money on a bowl of Toad's old chili."